You never know what's waiting for you out on the ocean.
I had never had anything where a shark was launching out of the water that way.
From terrifying attacks to shocking encounters with mysterious sea creatures, every trip holds surprises here.
What the
So hang on tight to witness some shocking, wildest ocean moments that will leave you on the edge.
That's the closest I've ever been to a shark in the water.
Out on his kayak in the wide ocean, a fisherman felt a strong pull on his line. He worked hard to reel it in, with his focus locked on the water.
I hooked into a kava that I had brought up to the side of my boat, and right when I got it there, I noticed something green and gray, but I want to land the fish.
As the catch got closer to the boat, something appeared. It was a Galapagos shark. It moved silently below, circling with purpose. Just when it seemed the fish might be his, the shark made its move. The fish jumped, and the shark followed.
The fish jumps out of the water, the shark follows it out of the water, erupts.
Exploding out of the water. Though the fisherman didn't land the catch, his GoPro captured the breathtaking scene.
I had never had anything where a shark was launching out of the water that way.
So, what started as a normal trip became a story of the ocean's incredible power. Tiger shark versus kayak. A kayaker in Oahu, near Hawaii, was enjoying his time on the water when he had an unexpected encounter. Out of nowhere, a fish appeared, swimming peacefully towards him. But as it got closer, it revealed itself to be a tiger shark. The shark didn't stop there. It suddenly jumped onto the kayak, clearly aiming for the kayaker. Luckily, the man was fast.
Tiger shark!
And the shark missed him, quickly retreating back into the water. For now, the threat was gone, but the shark was still nearby, likely planning another attempt. Realizing the risk, the kayaker knew it was time to leave before the shark came back for another try. Black Marlin. Fishermen were out on the ocean, excited after capturing a strong bait that felt heavy. When it jumped out of the water, their excitement grew, and it was a black marlin. Weighing about 272 kilograms, a huge catch. As they began pulling it in, the fish leaped again, making them scared. Suddenly, the marlin landed right on the boat. Just as the fishermen thought they had it, the fish slipped away, diving back into the water before they could secure it. The fishermen were stunned, realizing that in fishing, anything could happen. It was a close call, but the ocean had other plans for the massive marlin. Shark jumps onto boat. Catching big fish is never easy, but this time, it was a different story. While fishing, a group of fishermen spotted a large fish jumping out of the ocean. It wasn't just any fish, it was a massive mako shark. The shark jumped and splashed around in the water, putting on an unexpected show. Then, without warning, it jumped right onto the boat. The fishermen were stunned, unsure of what to do. They didn't have to act, though, as the shark was already there. In an unbelievable turn of events, they ended up catching one of the biggest and most difficult fish in the ocean without even trying. Catch got stolen. The fishermen waited for hours, hoping to catch a big fish. Finally, they hooked one and began pulling it in. But before they could reel it up, a much larger fish appeared. It was a shark. Without hesitation, the shark snatched the fish from their line and disappeared back into the water. It wasn't that the shark couldn't find food elsewhere. It was a warning. The fishermen realized that no matter how many they were, once they entered its territory, the outcome was never guaranteed. 16-foot-long oarfish. Although Chile doesn't often offer many surprises, this one truly stands out. A video surfaced from a port where a massive fish was seen being lifted by a crane. At first, it seemed like any ordinary catch, until you noticed the crane. The fish was much larger than usual, making it a task no person could handle alone. It turned out to be an oarfish, one of the longest bony fish species in the world. The fishermen carefully moved it toward the market, where its massive size continued to amaze onlookers. Marlin jumps into boat. You might think fishing is easy, but not in this case. While fishing in the ocean, a fisherman caught something heavy on his line. Excited, he reeled it in, and when it jumped out of the water, he realized it was a massive marlin, weighing around 90 kg. No small catch. Everything seemed fine until the marlin made an unexpected move. It leaped right onto the boat, landing on the fisherman and nearly dragging him into the water. The fisherman was lucky to escape, but that day he learned a valuable lesson. Even if you're a fisherman, you can still become the prey in the vast ocean. Shark lands on boat. In New Zealand, tourists on a private boat were heading to Whitianga when, out of nowhere, a giant fish landed right in front of them. But it wasn't just any fish. It was a massive shark. The giant creature had been swept toward the boat by the fast-moving waves. Struggling to free itself, it tried to get back into the water, but it couldn't. It just wasn't its day. The tourists were in surprise, staring at the unexpected visitor. No one could quite understand how this monster of the sea ended up in front of them, but they all agreed that if it was not your day, you can't do anything despite how big and powerful you are. Shark lunges at kayaker. In South Australia, a kayaker was enjoying his time on the sea when he spotted a sea creature moving towards him. As it got closer, he realized what it was. It was a shark. The shark wasn't just swimming by. It began circling beneath the kayak, seemingly planning something. The kayaker felt confident knowing a boat was nearby, but he also understood how quickly things could change in the ocean. In a shark's territory, anything could happen at any moment. Though he remained calm, he knew he had to stay alert, never truly safe when surrounded by these powerful creatures. It was a reminder that in the open water, nature's rules were always in charge. Tiger shark bumps into canoe. While fishing in the sea, the fisherman encountered an unexpected sight. As they waited for their catch, a powerful predator appeared. Suddenly, their canoe was shaken as something hit it hard. The fishermen were shaken, realizing it was a warning. The creature made it clear, "You might call yourselves predators, but once you enter my territory, you are no longer the hunters." They looked around, stunned. As the water settled, in that moment, they understood how quickly the roles could change in the wild. They were no longer in control. This was the predator's domain. Alligator versus kayak. You've heard of lucky escapes, but this one tops the list.
What the
A kayaker was paddling peacefully in the middle of the water, enjoying the day, when one of the ocean's scariest predators appeared.
What the
An alligator. And let me tell you, it wasn't there to greet him, but to hunt without warning. It thrust at the kayak.
What the
Luckily, it missed. A rare stroke of fortune. The kayaker didn't wait to test his luck again. He paddled quickly, scared, making sure he got out safely. Close look. Here's why you should never fully trust the ocean. Two fishermen were enjoying a quiet day on the water, watching dolphins feeding on fish.
That's scary, yeah.
Everything seemed calm until, without warning, a massive whale surfaced. The enormous creature came crashing down onto their boat. It was as if the whale was sending a message. They didn't belong there, and it was time to leave. Stunned and scared, the fishermen quickly realized that their adventure was over. They didn't need any more reminders from the ocean's powerful creatures. Without hesitation, they decided it was best to turn back and head home, knowing that the ocean and its creatures were the ones in control. Crazy swordfish. Scuba divers were about to dive into the water when they were unexpectedly greeted by a giant swordfish. But this wasn't a friendly welcome. Yep, it's clear the fish wasn't happy with their visit. The swordfish swam fiercely toward the divers, trying to drive them away from its territory. Not only did it go after the divers in the water, but it also made sure to send a warning to those still on the boat. The message was clear. If you enter its home, things aren't going to end well. terrifying catch. Have you ever seen a fish like this? A fisherman caught a truly strange sea habitant and was surprised by its unusual appearance. The fish had big eyes and an odd-looking body that made him unsure of what he had caught. Some people suggested it was a blobfish, while others thought it might be a coffin fish. But when the fisherman took a closer look, he realized it was much different. No one could quite identify it. Instead of selling it, he decided to keep it, perhaps as a proof of how mysterious and unpredictable the ocean can be. Massive, rare goblin shark. Fishermen in northeastern Taiwan made an unusual catch while using trawl nets to scrape the ocean floor. What they pulled up stunned everyone. A massive, rarely seen creature emerged from the depths, and as they took a closer look, they discovered an even bigger surprise inside. The deep-sea giant, weighing 800 kilograms, turned out to be a goblin shark carrying 6 pups. Instead of being sold to restaurants as originally planned, the shark was sent to a marine museum for display. While the catch amazed many, it also raised concerns about the disturbances trawling causes to marine ecosystems. Bear chases fishermen. Fishermen are often seen as predators, but sometimes they end up feeling like prey. This happened to some fishermen in the Russian River, Alaska, while they were fishing. Out of nowhere, a massive grizzly bear appeared, looking hungry. As it approached, the fishermen grew scared and backed away, trying to put more distance between them. The bear seemed to know they had fish, so it started sniffing around their bags, hoping to find a snack. When it spotted fresh fish in their hands, it moved closer.
Hello!
The fishermen feared the bear would strike, so they quickly offered some of their catch. After getting its fill, the bear backed off, realizing they didn't have enough to satisfy it, and left. Close call. A beachgoer was swimming near the shore when she spotted a sea creature swimming just behind her. And it wasn't just swimming, it seemed to be following her. To her surprise, it was a shark. Thankfully, other people nearby noticed and rushed to help. As she tried to swim away, she realized it was nearly impossible to outswim the shark in its own territory. Fortunately, the shark didn't do anything. It appeared to be simply observing her closely. Others quickly swam to her side, and they all made it out safely. Though this was a rare occurrence, it's important to remember that sharks can be unpredictable, and their behavior toward humans can be much more aggressive in other situations. Weird catch. A fisherman was in for a surprise when he reeled in a fish that looked both scary and strange. What caught his attention the most were its sharp, powerful teeth. The fish's appearance was unlike anything he'd seen before. Upon closer inspection, it was identified as a wolffish, a species known for its large, strong jaws and intimidating teeth. This fish isn't something you'd want to encounter up close. Its powerful bite and fearsome look make it clear that it's not to be underestimated. If you ever come across one, you'll know exactly what to expect. Not a catfish. While kayaking down the river, a kayaker noticed a shape moving in the water. At first, he thought it was just a fish, but as it got closer, he realized it wasn't a fish at all. It was an alligator. The massive creature suddenly lunged at the kayak,
Oh my god!
trying to grab him. Luckily, the kayaker reacted quickly, speeding up and paddling away just in time. His heart raced as he escaped the scary predator, realizing how quickly the calm river could turn into a life-threatening situation.
Holy cow, dude is right by me!
Fishing surprise. A couple was fishing, excitedly reeling in their catch, thinking they had finally secured their lunch. But just as they were about to bring it in, a giant appeared from the depths of the ocean. Without warning, it leapt out of the water and snatched their fish in an instant. If you haven't guessed yet, the giant was a shark, one of the ocean's most fearsome predators. The couple was left stunned, witnessing a sight they never expected, and learning firsthand how quickly the ocean can turn from peaceful to wild. Rare catch. Sometimes fishermen get incredibly lucky, and one fisherman certainly did. He caught a beautiful, long, shiny fish. And if you're thinking what kind of fish it was an oarfish. Yes, the largest bony fish species in the world. The fisherman immediately recognized how rare this catch was, and rather than keeping it, he made the decision to let it go. He knew that the oarfish belonged in the ocean, its natural home, where it could continue to live freely and be protected from others. Strange looks. The ocean is home to many strange beings, and one fisherman found out just how strange it can be. When he reeled in his catch, he was shocked. Was it a fish or a monster? I mean, its appearance is truly creepy, with a strange eye on its head and an unsettling look. But the real surprise was that it was a three-headed fish. This unusual catch was a deep-sea black scabbardfish, a species known for its weird appearance in the depths of the ocean. The fisherman quickly realized that this was no ordinary fish. It might have been better to bring it to a museum, as many are unaware of the mysterious creatures creeping beneath the surface. Close encounter with massive shark. While recording his kayaking adventure, a kayaker noticed a creepy being swimming beside him. It wasn't another kayaker. It was a shark, a big one. He knew the risk right away and called for help, worried the shark might be circling and waiting to strike. He stayed as calm as he could, keeping his distance from the predator. Just when things seemed hopeless, a cruise ship showed up in the distance. The video ended as the ship got closer, and it looked like he made it to safety. The whole experience left him shaken but thankful, knowing how quickly it could have turned into a disaster. Up close and personal. A diver was exploring the depths when he noticed a faint glow in the dark water. As he swam closer, he saw a purplish being with glowing eyes. It moved gracefully, its wing-like appendages flowing like they were made of light. The diver later learned it was a bobtail squid, a rare and stunning creature known for its ethereal beauty. And let me tell you, for him, this wasn't just any encounter, it was unforgettable. Falling on shark. You've seen people do some crazy things. What about that? A surfer, feeling like she needed more excitement, noticed a shark swimming nearby, one of the ocean's biggest predators. Out of fear, she suddenly jumped right onto it. Surprisingly, the shark just ignored her and swam away. But it didn't end there. Another surfer, seeing this, decided to try the same thing. But this time, there wasn't just one shark. There were three! To everyone's surprise, the sharks didn't do anything. It seemed like they weren't hungry that day. If they had been, the surfers might not have been so lucky, as sharks are powerful and scary predators. Surprised surfer. A surfer was enjoying the waves when he suddenly realized he wasn't alone. There, just behind him, was a shark. No ordinary being, but a great white shark, known to be one of the scariest predators in the ocean. The moment he spotted it, panic set in. He quickly turned and paddled hard towards the beach, knowing that if he stayed any longer, things might not end well for him. It was clear that while the shark was looking for its own fun, the surfer's best chance was to make it safely to shore.
That's the closest I've ever been to a shark in the water.
Insane giant catch. While touring the ocean at night, a group of friends came across a big, beautiful fish swimming right beside them. As they got a closer look, they realized it was something special. A tarpon, known for being large and powerful. Tarpons are commonly found in coastal waters. The friends were amazed by its size and elegance, admiring the fish in amazement. They knew it was a rare sight, so instead of keeping it, they decided to let it go. With a final look, they watched as the tarpon swam back into the depths, feeling grateful for the chance to witness such a magnificent creature in its natural habitat. Crazy encounter. A video appeared showing a fish in the water, but it never fully revealed itself. Only parts of it were visible before it slipped back into the depths and disappeared, leaving no trace. From the brief glimpse, it was hard to tell exactly what the creature was. Some people suggested it might have been a sturgeon, a prehistoric-looking fish known for its large size and armored scales. Others, however, were unsure, as it was difficult to identify from such a fleeting view. Two-headed whale. You've seen many weird fish, but how about this? A whale carcass washed up on a beach in Mexico, but the strange part was that it had 2 heads. It seemed unbelievable, right? Yet, it was true. The 2 heads were linked at the midsection, making it look even more unusual. People were unsure if it was some kind of biological disorder or perhaps else entirely. The discovery caught everyone's attention, and it sparked all kinds of theories. Was it a freak of nature, or something more mysterious? One thing's for sure, it was a sight no one will forget. Tasting the boat. A fisherman was out fishing when he noticed a strange sea habitat near his boat. It wasn't just any fish. This one was actively biting the side of the boat, almost as if it was trying to reach him. The fisherman kept his distance, realizing the fish couldn't reach him from where he was. After a brief moment, the fish disappeared back into the water.
What are you doing, mate?
Leaving the fisherman thinking. It made an impression that he wasn't truly alone in the water. The fish seemed to be waiting, and who knew when it might appear again, possibly closer than before. Lunch getting stolen. A family was fishing by the lake in their neighborhood, waiting patiently for a bite. After what felt like hours, they finally caught one and started reeling it in toward the shore.
Landon, get him up! Landon, get him up!
But just as they were about to land their catch, an unexpected thing happened. Out of nowhere, a giant alligator appeared.
Oh, no!
Sliding toward the shore with surprising speed. Before the family could react, the alligator snatched their meal and dragged it back into the water. The family stood in shock, realizing the message the alligator sent. Some things in the wild aren't meant to be taken. It was a reminder that nature operates on its own rules. Great white charges on boat. In Tasmania, Australia, some fishermen were enjoying a day out at sea, trying to catch fish. Suddenly, they felt their boat hit from beneath. It wasn't just any fish, it was a predator. A great white shark had struck their boat. The fishermen were startled, but the shark wasn't done. It circled around and hit the boat again. Realizing they were in problem, the fishermen quickly sped up and raced away. They knew if they stopped, they might not make it back home. Thief Croc. While fishing in the sea, the fishermen finally managed to catch a fish after waiting for what seemed like forever. Just as they were about to reel it in, a crocodile appeared out of nowhere.
Look at that! Jesus!
Snatched their catch and swam away. The fishermen were in surprise, having waited so long for that moment, only to lose it in an instant.
Look at that! Jesus!
So, no matter how much time or effort you put in, things don't always go as planned. Impressive catch. Fishermen are used to catching all sorts of unique fish, but this one stood out. While fishing, they pulled up an unexpected being. It was a giant Humboldt squid, known as one of the largest and rarest squid species in the world. This was a creature few ever get to see. Realizing how special their catch was, the fishermen decided to keep it.
Look at how strong he is. Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
They wanted to show the world a glimpse of the mysterious creatures that live deep in the ocean, reminding everyone of the what's hidden beneath the waves? You guess. Whale shark's scary move. While touring the ocean, a tourist was enjoying a swim in the clear water when something unexpected happened. A sea habitant appeared, and it was a massive whale shark. The huge creature swam closer, and, for a moment, seemed to try swallowing the tourist. Luckily, the other tourists acted fast and tossed some fish to distract the whale shark. It swam away, allowing the tourist to safely climb back onto the boat.
Wow.
Wow.
Everyone laughed it off, but little did they know they had narrowly escaped a much different outcome had the whale shark tried again. Do not try at home. Here's why you're advised not to play with sea animals. A butcher who caught a massive fish was spotted getting way too close to it. It wasn't just any fish, but a giant one. As he put his head inside its wide-open mouth, it quickly snapped shut, trapping his head. The butcher struggled, hoping the fish would let go, but it didn't seem like it was planning to release him. The situation turned tense as he realized the risk of getting too playful with creatures from the sea. Hippo following boat. This creature is known for its slow movement, but here it was opposite. While boating on a peaceful lake, a group of tourists spotted a creature in the distance. It was a hippopotamus, known for its slow movements on land. But to their surprise, this hippo wasn't moving slowly at all. As they passed by, it suddenly charged into the water, chasing after them. Thankfully, the boat was faster, and they managed to stay ahead of the determined hippo, narrowly escaping its pursuit. It was a close call, and the tourists quickly learned that even the slow-moving creatures of the wild can surprise you when you least expect it. Fish with a human face. While scuba diving in the ocean, a diver came across a fish that seemed unusual compared to the others. Upon a closer look, he realized it was an Asian sheepshead wrasse. This unique fish is known for its bulbous forehead and prominent jaw, resembling a human in some ways. The diver was surprised by this rare sight, not knowing that such fascinating creatures existed in the ocean. Squid versus surfer. A surfer was enjoying the waves when, out of nowhere, a creature emerged from beneath the water. It latched onto his board, trying to catch him. In a panic, the surfer jumped into the water, but soon realized the creature was still after him. With quick thinking, he grabbed his surfboard and tried to paddle away. The creature didn't let go, but luckily, the surfer managed to break free, escaping just in time. It was a close call, reminding him that the ocean is full of surprises, and not all of them are friendly. Seal jumps on boat. While fishing in the ocean, a fisherman was surprised when a seal suddenly appeared on his boat.
Jesus.
At first, he was confused about why it was there, but upon closer inspection, he realized the seal was terrified. It wasn't seeking attention, it was escaping something much more risky.
Oh, just stay there, will you?
Hungry orcas had been chasing it in the ocean, and the poor seal had nowhere else to go. Luckily, the boat provided a safe haven, and the seal found refuge, its life spared for the moment by the fisherman's unexpected rescue. Dolphin going crazy. While swimming near the beach, a group of swimmers had an unexpected encounter. A dolphin appeared out of nowhere and started doing something unusual, splashing water on the swimmers and seemingly trying to push them away from its territory. Dolphins aren't usually known for acting this way, so the swimmers were a bit confused. Thankfully, it was just a playful dolphin, and there was no harm done. However, had it been another type of sea creature, things might have turned out differently. Still, they were lucky to have encountered a dolphin. Whale close-up. While touring the ocean, a group of tourists spotted a rare sight, a whale swimming near the surface of the water. As they got closer, they realized it was a gentle giant. Unlike most whales that stay deep below, this one was calm and quiet. The tourists were amazed as they cautiously touched its smooth skin. After a few moments, the whale gracefully swam back into the depths, disappearing under the waves. It was a peaceful encounter that reminded them of the wonder and mystery that lies in the ocean. Kayaker Save a dog. Humans can sometimes act out of arrogance, but they also show incredible kindness. A man kayaking in the ocean had a chance to show just that. While paddling, he spotted an unusual sight. A dog struggling in the water. Without hesitation, he stopped, swam toward it, and gently guided the dog onto his kayak. He then paddled toward the beach, helping the creature back to safety.
You guys didn't lose a dog, did you?
This act of kindness reminded everyone of the beautiful connection that can exist between humans and animals when we choose to show compassion. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. Talking about scary sea predators is creepy, but encountering them is even worse. That's exactly what happened with a group of fishermen. Instead of pulling in fish, they pulled a giant and encountered face to face with a massive sea monster. Appeared from the water with incredible force, its jaws wide open, revealing its sharp and strong teeth. It was terrifying, especially knowing that we've only discovered a small portion of the ocean. The fishermen were shocked, unsure of what they had just witnessed, and whether it was something they would ever forget.